Hello, Sapa! Started the trek off on a great note by arriving to the hostel with David and this other Swiss dude, realizing I forgot my shoes on the bus, then returning to the bus yard, breaking open the bus, and finally finding my shoes. It was epic. The reunion with Zach and EFA was incredible. They were so nice to even buy us a little banh mi so we could be full at 2 a.m.
So now we're walking up this steep hill from the homestay to go meet our guide, Zay. Here she is, the goat, explaining us to which villages we're going to hit. We could go mountain route first or down into the valley. We decided to rip mountain. Here's us on top of Dragon Mountain looking at all the beautiful views. Ben ripped a sweet scenic piss up here. The wind was howling. The vibes were great. Got some local lunch at a homestay. It was busting. And then we hit up the bamboo forest.
As we continued on, Zay, our fearless leader, led us into the bamboo forest. Super lush and dense bamboo forest. The gang was super hyped to be in here. Super cool trees that we hadn't seen kind of before. One part that was a little bit scary was the caterpillar skin on the young bamboo. So we were all advised not to touch it. Of course, I grabbed hella caterpillar hair. But Ben whipped out the GoPro, got some cool shots. They got some awesome pictures of us walking through. And as we trekked on, we went through our fun route.
The fun way was fun, all right. I slipped and fell on my ass, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And in just a second, you're gonna see the absolute carnage. Yep, there it is. But it was okay. It was for the memories, as Ben reminded us. And the views were absolutely spectacular, as you can see. Absolute scenes with the lads. And the mud dried. And here's us tiptoeing through the rice paddy. Zach nearly fell in a couple times. But we were rewarded with a busting in my mouth meal. It was amazing, freshly cooked in the homestay.
So then we had some happy water, which is wine brewed from rice in the local villages. And here you can see the chant. Anh em ơi!
Một, hai, ba. Zo! Hai, ba. Zo! Hai, ba.
And here's us dancing to our favorite Vietnamese song. Started our day off with some tasty but not so filling breakfast, and then dyed our hands with indigo, which is a local plant used to make clothes around here, and the dye remains on your hand for around 4 days. Then we hit day 2 running, going right through the rice paddies, and crossed the valley over to the other side. Lot in store today.
There was this mechanism that filled up with water and then crushed corn to help make grain. Then we ripped some local busting lunch. That was so fire. Then EF Zay was enjoying the view of this beautiful mountain range. And then I was doom scrolling while looking at the view because that's the move. Then we all hit this little march, Beatles style. It was kind of a vibe over the view while Zay filmed us. And it was absolutely stunning. Hit a little jump at the end. Then we ripped some breath work in this flesh-eating amoeba water. All the bacteria made our breathing so much stronger. Then EFA and BJ found out they had ringworm on their feet, but not actually. Then EFA posed for a fake candid. We walked back down into town, ripping the valley, and then saw some water buffalo homies. And they were just cruising along the road with us.
As we finished up our hike that day, we came back to our homestay and were greeted by some of our French friends. They were also traveling in the area. One of the French people actually lost their passport, so they came in super late that night, but then we're going to hike Fancy Pans, which is the mountain there in Sapa. As we continued our trek through the rice fields, a lot of the local people were following us throughout the days. A lot of times trying to ask us how we're doing, and then eventually towards the end of the day they try to sell us their hemp-made goods. A lot of them were dyed with traditional indigo. Here you can see us walking over the rice fields, kind of traversing along the steep edges, a few of which we fell into. As you can see, Zach here post falling into the rice paddy fields.
After lunch, we explored Cat Cat Village, which looks on the face looks like a perfectly authentic Vietnamese village, but when you looked closer, everything was fake, including the waterfalls. This is us trekking up in a taxi because we needed to make it back to Sapa Sisters in time to shower. And after we showered, we played some billiards and had infinite beer. And then we ripped straight into hot pot. It was amazing. Shout out to Dave and cooking the meat to perfection. And then we walked around Sapa town a little bit more, trekking through the night market.
We
And
got to meet up with Tuan, Speedy, and Luna, who both worked at YOLO Hajang, which was the Hajang Loop tour company that we went with, which was awesome. And here is our C-Suite sleeper bus. It was big bucks, but so worth it. Look at our little beds here. We got great sleep. And then off to Kadba. Adios, Sapa.